Are you ready? Off Track Podcasts presents True Blue Chinwags. Subscribe now.
G'day yarners, welcome to another True Blue Chinwags. I hope you enjoy this one. With ADU, it's going to be an absolute ripper. We just sit down and have a really good chat about all things to do ADU. Before we get into it, I want to touch on, so this will be the last video for the year. So there won't be another Yarns cast until next year. Yarns cast? Yarns, whatever we're calling it these days. So it'll be the last one, so I want to wrap up the charities that we did, the charity donations we received for last week. So I'll put up all the names below and the total that we got, and I'll also chuck up the receipt. So amazing effort to you guys. It was beautiful to see. That was for Food Bank Australia, and we raised, from memory, it's somewhere over $200, but yeah, the total will be below. And that's all you guys again. Absolute tremendous work. I really appreciate it. And let's keep it going. Bigger and better things next year, because we have raised a shit ton of money this year. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this True Blue Chinwags. I'll get out of here, let you enjoy it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Okay guys, welcome back to number 2 Chinwags. That's yours.
Oh, is it mine? Is it?
Pick
Oh,
it up.
thank you. Can I just put it there?
You can put it there. These are my budget microphones.
Oh, thanks,
I
mate.
can't afford a proper one. So
Well, can't you have one that just clips onto here?
You clip it on, but I like the old fashioned. It makes me feel important.
Righto, okay, fair enough. I thought that was a frothy for a minute too.
Nah, everyone smashes me if you drink alcohol on YouTube. Apparently it's bad promoting alcohol, so
A lot of people do it though.
yeah,
A lot of people do
because
it.
it's very Aussie, right?
I'm just not a big drinker in general, so...
Yeah, so the last alcoholic drink I had was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, I had a couple of beers in America, and then we went to a winery, but that's the extent I go to, mate. Sparkling.
Oh, sparkling.
I've got about 10 bottles in the fridge in the truck.
Both got sugar in them.
Oh, but does this have sugar? I hope not.
Oh, sparkling, no, mineral. One of them has sugar. Can't remember which one, mineral
does
water or
it?
sparkling, yeah.
Oh, well, that's no good then. I'm going to have to go for a bigger mountain bike, Gustavo. What are we talking about?
So the whole idea of these Chinwags is we have no idea. We just start chatting and see what comes out.
Well, I should probably introduce myself first.
You should introduce yourself. Yeah, that's it. There you go. You should host it, not me. Just what a good host I'm being. Come on, everybody should know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Chris from Aussie Destinations Unknown. My other half, Miriam, unfortunately, she's in Tasmania at the moment visiting family, so for the Christmas break. Yeah, so we're just full-time travellers. If you don't know who we are, full-time travellers. We've been travelling for about 5 years full-time, part-time about 10 years now. 11 years we've been working on the brand. So,
do you know, because I looked it up this morning, how long ago your first YouTube video went up?
Absolutely no idea. That was Miriam's gig. I'm just a good-looking one, mate.
8 years ago.
8 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Because funny enough, I got it on mine, because I got sent the data for my catch-up for the year. YouTube sent me my data, and I'm like, I wonder how long I've been doing it for. So I looked at mine, I'm like, I wonder how long you guys have been doing it for.
And I think back then it was just Miriam would just mash a heap of stories together and chuck it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest views back then would have been the Big Red Bash, I think it was.
Yep.
So
yeah, that was your second video, I
think. It would have been. It went for an hour or so of just Miriam filming on her phone. So it definitely it came a long way from those days. Actually, Miriam often says that, and I think full-time proper YouTube was probably 4 years ago, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, when we really started getting into it. But
so anybody out there that's been doing it for a year, and if you're getting a bit upset that you're not getting any traction, it's not a 1 year gig, unfortunately.
It's a long play, man. It's definitely a long play.
I think I'm 4 years, and this is really only the first year I've probably put in a year's worth of full-time every single week.
And it's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
You know, Miriam, on a general travel YouTube video that we used to do, Miriam would put anywhere from probably 25 to 35 hours into one edit, and that's probably a 30 to 40 minute episode.
And now you have to do shorts as well. You generally got to do Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, I think it's filming it. It's you get used to filming it in a particular way where you can repurpose that footage. Try wider angles so you can cut them for portrait type stuff. But it's a long gig, man. A lot of hard work. Anyone who starts a YouTube channel, be prepared. I mean, it's a tough gig, man. Tough gig.
Are you gonna get rich quick?
Yeah. Put it this way, mate, there's better ways to make money, I'll tell you that right now.
And even like something that people don't think about with the product reviews, okay, you might get sent a free product. You still got to pay for it to be installed.
Well, that doesn't pay for food.
Yep.
Does it pay for that?
No.
Oh, there you go, mate.
Doesn't pay for the fuel in the car to go to places and film it.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
I mean, probably our biggest month on YouTube back when we were doing the travel content hard, would have been $4.5, $5 a month.
Yep.
But the effort versus reward is just not there, man.
No, it's not
there. And we get people enjoy it, and this is why we started it, I think, for people to enjoy it.
Yep.
But again, the whole travel, if we go into the whole travel YouTube thing, it's an absolutely flooded market, though. We're actually just too busy to even think about it anymore. It's so difficult for us. Between running all the socials as well, all the platforms we have. We have probably over 250,000 people now follow us on all the platforms, so it's a full-time gig, mate.
So I guess we should talk about it because everyone's probably wondering. It's been, 3 months since you last uploaded on YouTube?
Yeah, I can't even remember. I don't even know.
I think it's somewhere around there, and then you went to the States. So do you plan on going back to YouTube?
Travel content, no. I don't think so. We may do the odd sort of one.
Just for enjoyment, chuck it up.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so, yeah. It's just, we're just too busy. We've got so much. 2025 is pretty much booked out for us. Obviously, we're working with a new caravan manufacturer now, so Sunland Caravans. And not just ambassadors, we're basically employed by them to design a whole new line of caravans for them. So if you know the Sunland brand, very top-tier Queensland-based manufacturer, but they weren't the prettiest van, let's just put it that way. So we're going to put our flavour into it, which is going to be really fun. We're excited. Are
you going to add a darker colour? Because they're all white, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all white. They're a composite van, so they're a gel coat. The external is a gel coat fiberglass from Italy, and then the foams are from Hungary, I think it is. Hungary.
So is that why traditionally they're all white? All the
Yeah. Oh no, well, I can't tell you. No, I can't tell you. Zip! I nearly stuffed up. So our van is in production now. Joinery is going in now. We will be done probably by the end of January. Then we'll do a lot of videos with the brands that are involved in it, releasing it, and then it'll be released in February at the Melbourne Caravan Show. So.
Do you know, because I was looking at a composite van, if you have somebody, say, run into the side of the wall, that whole wall needs to be replaced, right?
Depends how bad it's damaged. Depends how bad it is,
Because that was one of the things I was like, I wonder what does happen to that. And then obviously it's all sort of dovetailed together, holding itself.
Depends how it's manufactured, yeah. There's different ways it's done. Sunland have got a channel basically, and then the fiberglass edging going right around. So look, it is a big job. It definitely is a big job. But
the insulation properties is phenomenal.
Blown away. And look, we sort of didn't understand that. Back in when we first started, we had a couple of Jaycos, and they were composite vans. But back then we didn't know enough, didn't have enough experience. But after being in one of the stock Sunland, so we've been in a stock Sunland, we sold our previous van way back. So Sunland gave us one of their stock versions, which is a Phoenix, which is their top of the range, and blown away with how well the temperature holds in there and quiet. We actually have a quiet sleep. We're staying in a caravan park that's probably 100 metres from the freeway as the crow flies, and we can't hear it. It's incredible. Incredible.
Composite vans are crazy.
Yeah, Miriam and I fight all the time, and no one hears it, mate. It's great. Neighbours don't hear it. No, we don't. We're joking, but they're amazing. I'm blown away with how well they are.
And then the American trucks, as everyone can see behind us, we thought that the cruisers are big, a bit of a climbing, and then you rock up in this beast.
Oh, mate, they're so normal to me. I would hop in your car and I would think it's weird, and it's just what you're used to, hey? But they are big. They are big.
So we've sort of spoken off air, and you're saying that when you go forward driving, they're actually pretty good, because that's the general
I personally think
consensus.
they're amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. I think with weight, there are definitely some advantages. That's 5.5 tonne. When you lower the pressures on that, and with the amount of torque, with nearly 1,400 newton meters of torque, it literally crawls up. We've been four-wheel driving a lot with little Jimneys and all that type of stuff, and capable little cars, but they bounce everywhere and carry on, and these things, man, they just crawls up.
Have you been in a 70 four-wheel driving?
No.
Oh, even driving, they are rough as hell. Like we love it because we're quite country people.
Yeah.
Funny, I come from Sydney originally, but now pretty country.
Country Sydney, was it?
No.
Is there a country part?
No, I come from the beach Sydney. But you just feel like you're in a really agricultural vehicle, and
they
we
have
actually
their market
love it.
though, mate. They have their market. They're insane.
Yeah. Versus when I see them driving this, if you go to Noosa, man, there is so many going up and down Hastings Street, and you're just like, what are you doing?
It's a distinct sound, isn't it?
Oh,
you can hear them. You can hear them.
But they don't belong in a city.
No, they don't.
They're not comfortable, and you shouldn't have them there. But you chuck them on a farm, you can abuse the shit out of it, and it'll just keep going.
Yeah, 100%. And look, the American trucks, aren't for everyone either. They definitely have their place. They definitely have their place in the market for towing and hauling. There is absolutely nothing like it. The safety aspect of it, towing big vans, the comfort, the power, they're just on another level, mate. It's hard to explain to people. All the haters out there, I encourage you guys just to open your minds a little bit, because there's a lot of haters.
Yeah.
Just
I was one of them.
Yeah. Look, I was a long time ago too when I had Hiluxes. I said, who would own a big American truck? And so just open your mind up and take one for a drive, and you'll understand. But they're not for everyone. You know, driving around town would be a nightmare. But in saying that, if I lived in the middle of the city, mate, Sydney CBD, I would still have one. I absolutely love them, and
How
I'm
do
so
you go
used to
parking?
it. I can park the thing in a normal car park. People don't like it. I mean, it's all just a bit of common sensing, man. Just try not getting into people's way or locking people in. Park it out the back a little bit further. Truck parks. It's registered as a truck. It's MB2, so I've got to have a truck license.
Oh, really?
For it. Yeah.
So then, what's your
GVM is 6 tonne on it. So if anyone doesn't know, from 0 to 4.5 tonne, it's a car. It's a car registration, normal car license, and then from there 4.5 to 8 tonne is the first category, which is that one, which is a light rigid, and then you jump from the 8 tonne to 12 tonne, which is a medium rigid, and then anything over 12 tonne is. So
Miriam, has she got?
Yeah, she's got a license.
As well?
Look, it's simple. We did it in that car. She did it in that. 10 questions and then just a quick spin around the block. So
is that it?
That's it.
So that's handy for you guys to know. Anybody that's been sort of sitting there, I need to get a special license. So it's not actually.
Well, it is. It's a truck license. It's registered under the National Heavy Vehicles Registry. No logbooks though needed. Not like people think. People think you need to logbook them and all that. Couple stipulations though. No alcohol, which is fine because we don't really drink anyway. 0 alcohol. 100k speed limited, but that's about it for it. To maximum, look, I think it shouldn't be like that. I should just think it still be a car. I think anything over 4.5 tonne registered as a truck is crap. It shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately it is. And
what about insurances? I had somebody who has an American truck saying that he couldn't get covered for it to be towed anywhere because of the size of it.
No, there's companies out there doing it now. I think NRMA or a few of the companies out there have seen the gap in the market, and they're doing it now, because it used to be 4.5 tonne GVM. Anything over that, they wouldn't put on a tilt tray. So it's definitely they've been working on it now. So the whole insurance thing with these trucks has been a bit of a nightmare for years. We know an amazing guy, a broker, who's been helping everyone out with the American trucks. You know, because of the value of them as well. They just get bloody expensive, mate. So,
but they also hold their value. Like people talk about cruisers holding their value, and that's why you should buy a Toyota. Man, we looked at second hand because I wanted a pre-DPF one. And they're still like they're still 120, 130. I'm like, man, these things are holding their value as much as the cruisers.
Anything in demand, they're going to hold their value. 100% they are. You know, and to get an American truck, I think it's a little bit of a process still. Chevy have got the market pretty well stitched up now at the moment because of the amount of trucks that they're doing. So we had a meeting with the CEO the other day, and they're turning over between 100 and 120 HD trucks a month now.
But it's also the front of them shits all over everything else.
Yeah, look, they're awesome. The reason I went Chevy, I've only ever had Chevy. Look, they're all amazing trucks. I went with Chevy because of the Duramax and the Allison gearbox. They're bulletproof. You know, I love them. People tend to bag them out a bit because they're still a torsion bar front end. But the way a torsion bar drives as opposed to an axle is totally different as well. They drive like a car, so they're beautiful. And look, let's be frank, 90% of the time we're on the road with it. So they're awesome. Love them.
As most people know, they hear me talk about it all the time, there's very few places you can still go forward driving anyway.
Well, I'm not a big four-wheel driver anyway. We're big tourers. I definitely prefer to sit around a campfire than go four-wheel driving all day. That's just me, but every now, I mean, I will four-wheel drive to get to somewhere. Me. Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
okay.
I won't go just to beat the shit out of my car.
Oh no, I don't do that. Back in the young days, I used to do that a little bit, but even then, I didn't enjoy it that much. I'm the type of guy that really tries looking after my gear, and I used to cringe at damage on things and watching people break things. I don't want to be fixing things all weekend either.
So when I was down at Coffs, I went and saw some waterfalls with one of the YouTubers down there.
Yeah.
And because I was running late to go and pick Ash up, we had to go down a four-wheel drive track to get home. And just by going down one four-wheel drive track, the bushes need replacing.
Time for a Chevy, mate, eh?
You already know Ash really wants one.
Oh, does she? Yeah, right, yeah. everything's for sale, mate, for the right money, I'll tell you. No, I'm not building another truck. No way.
Because I think the petrols aren't too bad, but the diesels are definitely, I think they're like 170 for the diesels.
Yeah, I think they're about 170 to 180 for the truck alone.
Which I'm not a petrol man. I just think diesels for towing, diesels for
Oh, look, the
driving.
1500s are only the petrol. You can't buy the HD trucks in petrol, in Australia anyway.
Yeah.
So, your 1500s, you're still stuck in that cruiser sort of country where you just don't have the big GVMs and big GCMs.
Yep.
And if you know me, I'm not a fan at all on big GVM upgrades, big GCM upgrades, or all these your BTC upgrades. I'm against it. I'm even against chops. 200 chops. And if anyone owns that one out there, sorry, this is just my take on it. I don't think they're right. I honestly don't.
The manufacturers and the design team design the car and look at it and say, this is what it should, not what it can, but this is what it safely, comfortably should pull, carry, and you go and change it.
And this is why the American truck has filled that gap. And look, we've been huge advocates for American trucks for 4 years now. When we first bought ours, I bought my first 2019 Silverado. I was crapping myself. I dove into something I had no idea about. There was no information about it. We built it, and man, I've never looked back. The resources are out there now. The information is out there on them now, man. They're out there to dominate in their field that they specialise in, and that's all that matters, mate. They're unbelievable. There's a lot of talk, a lot of hype. We've had Yahoo News approach us, or a few big media companies, with all the negativity around them. They're too big for the roads. They're this and that. They're a danger. Man, they're just looking for something easy to pick on at the moment. I think that they're no bigger than a semi-trailer, are they?
But
or a bus, or
as we spoke about, the only reason I'm still here today,
there you go,
is because I was in a lifted, a car that sits high off the road. If I was in a low, small car, I'd be gone.
100%.
So I'm all for going big cars. But then I guess the problem is if everybody's in a big car,
well, the other problem is in a big truck like that, if I hit a little car, it's not going to be good for the people in little cars. But it's a tough one, man. You just drive responsibly, man, and drive, with your eyes open all the time. Yeah, don't be texting and driving. You're not going to be as risky, I guess. So it's a tough one, eh?
So are you allowed to say what size van you're going?
Yeah, it's a 23'6".
So it's actually going to be quite a big one because it's just the two of you. So I was wondering if you were going to go 19.
Well, when our kids said that, we got 4 children. They used to travel with us a lot. When they said they don't want to come with us anymore, they're all older now. They got jobs. I'm like, perfect. We can go, babe. Yes, we can go back to a 19'6", 18'6". She's like, hell no. Where those bunks are, we're putting a big bathroom. So, mate, you don't actually know Miriam. You've never met her.
Chatted on the phone a couple of times.
Yeah, but. She wants a big van, so which doesn't get cheaper for me. It gets more expensive.
The upside is that's not going to feel it.
No, it doesn't. I mean, look, it does. It's extremely comfortable doing it. But they're not like a normal car or a smaller car. You definitely feel them. These things are amazing. Well, golden rule, is to have the tow vehicle heavier than the Caravan itself. That's 5.5 ton. The van fully loaded will just be under 4.5 tons.
So, because obviously they have power, hell of a lot more power than all your other cars. But as you just mentioned, they're a lot heavier. So, have you noticed, is there any sort of, are they definitely a lot more powerful?
Torque. Huge amount of torque.
1400
Newton meters is just incredible. And the peak torque is at about 1500 to 1600 RPM.
Whoa, that's early.
They're amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. And they build them, designed and built to haul. That's what they do.
And for anybody out there wondering, so that's been tuned by Just Autos, who's like the best.
Oh yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah. Nothing too crazy, just using all the standard fuel, whatever those fucking fuel.
Oh, injectors and all that.
Standard injectors.
That type of stuff.
And we got it to 750 Newton meters, which
go.
is still so far behind yours.
Double. They're incredible, mate. They're just, and with the autos and all the tow haul. So they have an app in there for towing. So it'll change as soon as you put it in tow haul mode. It changes the shift pattern. It locks your converters at different stages. It changes everything on the truck.
They're just designed for towing, right?
Yeah, 100%. And exhaust braking. Man, I used to crap myself getting to mountain ranges, This thing, it's a pleasure.
So
You've actually
even-
got to put your foot on the accelerator sometimes going down
Even in the
ranges.
auto, they've got exhaust braking.
Yeah, they've got exhaust braking, yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't think you could do it with an auto.
No, and it's adaptive as well.
Yep.
It'll feel, if you're not on a big decline, it's
Yep.
not gonna be aggressive with it.
No
but as soon as you get on something really steep,
Yep.
it's so aggressive,
Yep.
man. It just holds you like they're
So,
incredible. And that's what I'm saying. They're designed to tow.
We could be getting an American truck. Because our problem is everyone can't see over there. The horse float's actually the biggest thing we pull
Yeah.
with the big beast in it.
Yeah.
2 horses and bringing them down here.
Yeah. The only thing is that they're expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to start an OnlyFans page or something, mate, to pay for them because they are very, very expensive. But it's our tool. It's what
Yep.
we use every single day. We're in it every single day. It's our life. We tow our home with it.
Yep.
So,
Mind you, I reckon if Ash got rid of the horses, she'd be able to afford one, no problem.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, because horses are expensive,
Yeah.
aren't
Horses are shocking.
they? Yeah, I can imagine. That's why I've never had them, mate.
So do you have a game plan of where you're sort of wanting to go once the van's finished?
We're doing the show circuit, so we're
Yep.
going to show the new van off and the series of vans. February is the first one, Melbourne. Then from there, I think we dart to the Adelaide show. Then I think Perth, then Brisbane. Then Sydney, then Brisbane. So basically, till June, we'll be doing all the show. We'll be travelling a little bit in between, to fill the gaps.
Yep.
But till June, and then from June, we're out, mate. We're out. I think we'll go test the van. We'll take it down Arnhem. I'll take it back along the Gib, back into the Kimberley, back up to Honeymoon, and just chill over there for a little bit. Spend the summer up there. So put it through its paces.
That's where I'd be. I'd be straight onto the other side of the country and having a look around.
100%, mate.
Do you do much, or have you done much, inland of WA? Because everyone seems to stick to the coast. There's only a
They
couple of
do.
people that go
I haven't
inland.
done too much. There's not too much in there. We've done a lot of the Pilbara, Marble Bar area. That's
Yep.
beautiful country. Beautiful country, but we haven't done the Great Central or anything like that yet.
Yep.
We'll probably go do it, maybe next year to dart back across.
Yep.
But we don't ever have a game plan as such. We have a brief for the year, and we've never gone around and done a lap. We're literally like,
And then you also sort of said that you'll not actually go to the popular places at the popular times.
Try not to,
You
100%.
try to do the opposite.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just, especially through the COVID times, the whole travel exploded, and it was difficult. Like on the west side, it is extremely difficult to get bookings. The bookings open 6 months in advance, and literally to that day, to that hour, you jump on 6 months out, it's booked out. It's just impossible. It's a difficult thing. So
Where-
we just try not doing it in the seasons anymore. It's
Where at least the East Coast seems to have come back, not to what it was pre-COVID, but back to a little bit more
I
manageable.
think it's a bit more normal now, yeah. The normality is definitely coming back in, but WA is still a difficult one. And I was explaining this before we were talking about it. The whole Ningaloo area is so popular because of the reef is so easy to access.
Yeah.
I still think hands down the Great Barrier Reef. I mean, there's sections of the Great Barrier Reef that are literally stunning and way better than the Ningaloo side, but it's accessibility.
Yeah.
You can be on the beach there and like literally swim out. So that's what makes it so popular. But very remote, but amazing at the same time.
And then for any of you guys that don't actually know, I actually want to say, I would say you're a really passionate person about trying to help change things as well. Which
we try to, mate. Yeah.
it's something that I definitely thought on this chat. I want to get it across that you're one of the really good channels. Look at this. You've actually driven to me to film a video.
Well, that's what we do, mate. We're all out to help each other out in this
But how
industry.
many people would do that in this industry?
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say none because that makes me look too good. But I don't know. It's all supporting each other, mate. There's no bigger channel that needs to be better than anyone else. There's no smaller channel that's not as good as anyone else.
Yep.
We're all in it for the same thing, man. We're all got an end game, and we all want to help each other out. And I think that's just standard values in life. I think, mate.
And
I'm passionate about that.
What I've said is, if everybody worked together,
Yep.
the YouTube space would get bigger, not smaller, where everybody fears.
That's where we saw YouTube change, mate.
Yep.
A few years ago, it really started changing. It almost became, well, not almost, it was. It just became a competition.
Yep.
YouTubers would see other YouTubers as threats, and it spiraled out of control, and I don't think it's any better. I think it's potentially worse. And then they've gone, the whole clickbait thing is another issue that Miriam and I have never believed in. It's not our values, and we've never done it. We've tested it.
Yep.
Wow, it works.
Which is the saddest thing. It works so
100%,
well.
It works. And I get it. For someone that's traveling and doing YouTube, and it's funding their travels, they need the clicks, mate. You don't have the clicks, they don't get paid at the end of the month, and they can't put fuel in their car, and they can't eat. So I get it.
Did these channels start YouTube to pay for their trip, or did they start their trip and then do YouTube?
I think it was that way, 100%. You know, as soon as you start doing YouTube and you start seeing that bit of traction, it's like a drug, man.
Yep.
It's addictive. You see it, you want it better, you want to do this, and then unfortunately you start doing more desperate things. You start the whole industry, the YouTube industry has changed. When Miriam and I first started doing it, it wasn't like that. It was awesome, man. It was really cool. You know, did you ever see some of the bigger channels back in the day doing clickbait? It was just not a thing.
It didn't exist.
It wasn't a thing. It was all happy. It was. I laugh every weekend when I jump on and have a look at all the videos coming out. It's, man, let's go back to, wow, what a beautiful place. Oh, we had an amazing day. Or we did this, we did that. It's
you know what happens if everybody goes back? It disappears, and then everybody gets the views again.
Correct. Bring it back to what it used to be. Let's. It's not going to happen, though. This is the thing. We're in this time now where, unfortunately, that's what it is. And I think the whole travel YouTube in general, it has a shelf life. I don't know if people. I personally get a little frustrated with the whole travel YouTube at the moment. Well, what's your take on it? Do you think it has a shelf life?
Well, I sort of brought it up on Yarns last week for these guys, and
right.
I unfortunately reckon the more and more I watch each week, I think it's going, and I think there's multiple reasons that the too many people going to the exact same places at the exact same time. All the ads coming in that YouTubers are doing themselves and just being so in your face with it, where they could be more subtle. And I just think, can it be repaired?
I mean, yeah.
And then the clickbait, I know from our people that come to us complaining, the clickbait is huge.
Look, that's my biggest problem. I mean, people do YouTube. There's no rule with YouTube. There's you know, people do it to their flavour and how they like to do it, and if they're enjoying it, it's awesome. But the whole clickbait to get the views is a real frustrating one, man. And
then I also know, like, the G-string bikini getting tinier and tinier and tinier. That's also.
I'm the wrong person to talk about that. We've been slaughtered for so many years because of Miriam wearing her bikinis. But just to be frank, Miriam, she's got an obsession with bikinis. She loves bikinis. She wants to start a bikini company.
But they're not as small as some of these others.
Well, they get pretty small, man. Maybe we won't put them on camera, obviously, but it's a tough one. I mean, the bikini shots is a huge one. I think it's more the drama. It's the being bogged. It's the breaking. It's the this and the that. That's just. Look, I personally don't think it's needed. But people need they need the clicks, mate. They need the clicks to get paid. And
But what I find amazing, you look at channels that are 100K plus. If they're still doing it, and you're like, you would think if you hit, because 100K in this space, in the travel space, you've made it. That's the top tier.
That's huge. Huge.
But they still push it for the clicks and push it each week in videos to try and do things to get views.
It's the drug, mate. It's the drug. I mean, you've got it there. You're going to keep doing it. If you have a system that works, you know, it's a standard business, you know. You got a system, it's making you money, why change it? And it's what I'm saying. I don't think it'll ever change. I don't think it's repairable. It's sad, man. It really is. You know, we want to see the enjoyment. We want to see. We just don't want drama. We've firsthand seen many YouTubers put themselves in positions, bog themselves for that drama. You know, and it's not being truthful, mate. It's just be yourself, mate. Be who you are. Be normal. Like it's. I think that's another reason why Miriam and I have distanced ourselves a little bit from it as well. You know, we don't like it. It's not in our values, so we'll just distance ourselves, mate.
Which on Instagram, there's no real fighting among people on Instagram, is there? Or is there? There is.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think Instagram and stuff is a little better, but because I think it's the whole war between everyone that we're just like, wow. And we've seen it for years. I mean, there's so many stories I could say, which I won't, but.
But what's so weird? The smaller people are all trying to work together.
Well, they try to, yes, but there's a lot of bullying that's been going on over the years with bigger channels as well. It just, I don't understand why we just can't be one. And this is why we started the 10 questions with ADU. So we did a 10 questions with ADU series years ago, and we sort of kept it going for a bit till we just, you know, it just got too difficult for us. We got too busy, but that was just interviewing people who travel, the big ones, the small ones, anyone. Everyone wants to hear their side of the story, how they travel, why they travel, you know. Everyone has a story to tell, Dylan, and it's cool to get that across. But
Which, as I said to you, the reason I do this is because people don't get to know people.
Correct, you're right.
Off their
Yes.
videos.
Yeah, 100%.
You have no idea what that person's like. You're watching them each week, and I just wanted somewhere for those people to express who they are,
100%.
tell their stories.
Yeah.
Everyone's had different stories that have happened.
I think
to them.
people have a right to tell their own story, mate. You know, and the whole social media has become such a bullying environment, man. It's
fly on your head.
shocking, is it?
Yeah.
Fly on the head. It's become just a big bullying environment. And look, we get bullied all the time.
Yep.
People assume who we are because we drive a truck or we do this and we need to get across that we're no different to anyone else. We're the same people as you guys at home, as you. We're all just good people, just wanting to have a good time and tell our side of the story, show our side of the story. When we travelled, Instagram used to be just... Everything has changed. The whole travel industry has changed. It used to be showing these beautiful places you go to, and then it's turned into this almost like a competition, and it just... It's really sad to see the way it's gone, mate. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, it was such a nice... Not that I'm saying it's a bad environment. We're just throwing the extremes into it.
Yeah.
It's definitely changed, Ellen. It's sad, man.
Which would be good to see it come back, and
It would be.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bring that side of it back. It's fun, but unfortunately, you know, the bullying and the this, we're easy targets. You know, we're a lot bigger now, so we're an easy target, and we're expected to. You know, we often get comments. Well, you know, you're in this industry, you're posting, so you should be able to just deal with it. And I'm like, yeah, we have to deal with it. I mean, we have to. You know, it is what it is. But why should we? Why should we have to deal with bullying? Why should we have to deal with bagging us out? You know, that's a whole other subject.
Interesting. I actually wanted to bring it up because again on last week's Yarns we talked about it.
Yeah.
Because we had a comment from somebody saying that people on YouTube, they post, they're in the public eye, they need to have a thick skin.
You do to an extent, yes.
Yeah, but why should you? As you said, why should you have to?
Why should we have to deal with? Have to? You know, we copped it. I said something about Royalty Beach being closed, you know, when they started blaming all the travellers, and I totally disagree with that. It's definitely not the travellers. 99% of us travellers or the full-time caravanners, we respect the places. You know, I think there's a lot more to the story which we don't need to get into. And I made it clear in the video I'd had enough. It was just a bit of a rant for me. It was just a way to get out what I was feeling. And we copped some negativity, you know. Well, it's you guys and blah, 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 and you're getting all defensive about it and you're this and you're that, and It's wrong, man. It's
because there was an article written that the YouTubers, the Instagrammers, they made the place too popular.
We had Yahoo approach us and do a separate article again on it. Yeah,
but it's like, come on, man. The government was looking for a scapegoat. That's not what it is. They just can't be bothered spending any money to do things. They don't want, if you
want, and I actually just commented on a guy this morning who was a local in that area, and he said it's us travellers. I'm like, mate, do yourself a favour, please.
Yep.
Just go there, spend 3 or 4 weeks there, all week, all weekend, all weekend, and just monitor it and see what happens.
So
I encouraged him to do it. I'm like, please do it, and it may change your look on it, man, because it's not.
So
it's not
I had a waterfall in between Grafton and Coffs that I went to, relatively unknown, still now relatively
between
unknown.
There and Coffs, well, I'm just trying to think where it would be. It's not a long waterfall way, is it somewhere?
No.
Okay.
Up from Bellinger.
Not on the Clarence somewhere?
No, it's a really small one in a tiny little town. It's in an animal sanctuary. It's not in a national park.
Interesting.
And I went there and filmed, this was years ago, and I got obliterated by the locals saying, take it down, I literally had death threats.
We've heard that a lot.
But when I was there filming, there was locals going into an animal reserve with their dogs, leaving the dog shit, and I'm like saying to them, you know it's an animal reserve and the dogs have fucking diseases that are going to kill the wildlife that they're trying to protect in here. Yet I'm being crucified when the locals were the ones doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, look, we've copped that a lot over the years, and I think depending on who approaches us and how they approach us, I mean, we need to respect that a little bit. But at the same point of view, we all live in this country. We all should be able to see every inch of it. You know, it's our right, it's our country. But I do get that side a little bit, and some places we will share, but we won't say where it is. I think out of respect to some people. But again, we can't win. You know, we show somewhere we get crucified.
If you don't show
and
it.
then if we don't tell who it is, we get crucified as well. Oh, where's that spot? You get to enjoy. You're not telling anyone else, and it's a. We're never going to change this. I think it's definitely having the thick skin. And look, mate, when we first started travelling, Miriam is so resilient. She's a very, very strong woman, and I struggled. I struggled mentally with it. I'm an emotional guy. I struggle when we get judged, and basically when I upset people, man. I really struggle with that, and I've grown a thick skin. I've had to. You know, we've been in the public eye for a long time now.
It's funny
But
how you
some
literally
days-
say you do have to grow. Same as me, my channel starting off. There was days that I cried, and
100%, man.
because you just get obliterated.
Yeah, some days you just want to hide away, and I get it. See, I get emotional now.
Yep.
Some days I just want to go hide, mate, and just live a normal life and slide back into what is a normal life these days. And at some days, mate, I just, no matter how thick my skin is, I just want to hide, and it's a struggle, man. I think let's bring back the normal values in life. Let's just be nice.
So, and what's funny, the reason you're doing it is the same reason for me. You're wanting to show people good products, show people good places.
We want to change people's lives, and we do it a lot. You know, through COVID, mate, we had one particular guy who I get emotional, and I'd probably burst out crying now. I'm trying not to. He messaged us, mate, and said, "You're the reason I'm alive now."
Yep.
You know, I get up every morning, and the first thing I do is look where you guys are and look at your smile.
So what's funny, Brody Moss did that for me.
Yeah, there you go, mate.
Brody Moss is mine. When I sat there, he made me feel good every day. The beautiful pictures made me feel good because I was trapped and couldn't get out there and get back to
100%.
wildlife. And so don't give these people a hard time when they're doing so much good.
You know who did it for me?
Who?
Trip in a van, mate.
Yep.
They were the key to what we are doing now, mate. I saw what they were doing every day, and I said to Miriam, I said, I want to do this. I really want to do this. We need to find a way to do it, and hats off to them, mate. They did an absolutely sensational job at what they did. I think they may have struggled for a little bit with it. I mean, there was no rule book back then. There's no rule book now on how to do it. And I think, I don't think they realise where the position they're in now. They didn't know what was going to happen out of it. But they were definitely a tool for me, man. They just, and it's the whole inspirational thing, and that's what we try to do every day.
Yep.
You know, there's more to life, man. There's definitely more to life. Life is short. You don't know how short it's going to be, so get out and friggin' enjoy it, man.
Yep.
But the whole industry has changed, and it's not about that anymore. It seems to be about content and trying to be this person, trying to make the money, and then losing the fact. And look, I say that to Miriam sometimes too. I'm like, today, right, the next 2 days, we're not picking up a camera. We're doing this for the reasons we started doing it. It's a difficult one. Miriam struggles with that. Like, she's a content creator. She's born a content creator, and that's what she does. But she doesn't see the stressful side of it either, where I've come from a different point of view. So it's a tough industry.
I've got to give you guys credit. You're doing things the right way. Even the brands you work with, you pick your stick, you're loyal. You don't sit there and go, I'm going to jump around every single week and for the money where I'm sure there's heaps of brands coming at you every week saying, hey, promote this, we'll give you X amount of money.
That's stopped now. It used to be full on. I think the brands who know us know who we are, and they won't. Look, all the brands that we work with are the brands that we started with. A few little changes here and there, but that was for different circumstances, nothing bad. We work with only brands that we truly believe in, brands that we would use on a day-to-day basis. And look, if there's any of these brands that said, sorry, we don't want to work with you anymore, I'd still buy their product. It doesn't matter for us, and that's what it's about. I'm no salesman. I can't say, here you go, use this product because it's paying me, $1,000 every month. We're just not that type of people.
Because how guilty would you feel if you were shoving? I literally brought this up on a product review. Somebody's like, oh, we'll give you a whole bunch of money, sell this piece of shit for us. It's not worth anything. Just don't mention it. How could you sleep overnight knowing that people are going, don't have a lot of money, going buying it, and it's going to break on them?
It's huge. And look, leaving the caravan company that we were with for nearly 5 years, that was such an emotional thing for Miriam and I. It was a decision that Miriam and I had to make. Our values just didn't align anymore, and that was so stressful. It was the hardest thing. Since we've been doing what we do, was the hardest thing we've had to deal with. It was incredible, and it wasn't a decision that was taken lightly. It had been stewing for probably 2 years, a good 2 years, and that was a difficult decision, man. And there was a scary part about how the public was going to take this. And look, it was 99% amazing, but there was a negativity. There always will be, and that's something that we.
But there shouldn't have to be.
Well, look. No, you're right. There shouldn't have to be, but unfortunately, that's this day and age, isn't it? Yeah, the encouragement seems to be just squashed by negativity and
But what's amazing, and I bring this up all the time, on Yarns, it's quite a controversial channel.
yeah.
But it
I
only
can't
gets...
believe I'm here talking to you. I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, all the other YouTubers are going to hate you. but like, yeah, we've got zero. I'm so up to 14 episodes, not one nasty comment.
That's great, man. That's good.
Yet
That's good.
product reviews, every week somebody's going at me.
Oh, because everyone's an expert.
But I just don't understand why shouldn't the controversial channel have people going, oh, you're causing trouble? And
I think it's because you're going back to your values.
Yep.
You're being true to yourself and
Yep.
you're being real and
Yep.
and not buttering anything up. And I think people see that.
Yeah.
People see that as a really good value to have in life. Just be true, man. Just be honest. And
well, yeah, and that channel, funny enough, is, as Lloyd actually brought up, it's nothing about the people that run it. It's actually all about promoting everybody else.
You're right. And you're giving everyone a voice here.
Yep.
Which is great.
Yep.
It's what people need. People need their own voice.
And it also gives, as we're doing now, YouTubers a chance to say, this is actually a bit hard to deal with, and for the public to see what's on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, people see our life as just amazing and this and that, and we're just getting stuff given to us here, right and centre. We're living the dream.
Man,
They have zero idea at the effort it's taken. The
a four-wheel drive
sacrifice.
show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're there for setup, so you're probably doing 4 days at a full drive show.
Huge. And it shows the tiniest part. It's the whole. It's huge. The sacrifice, the money it's cost us to get where we are. I guess it's like any business in life. A business is not cheap to set up, and if it is, you've struck gold, or maybe you've been at a casino and won. But it's difficult and it's expensive, and there's a lot of sacrifice. And there's a lot of good choices too, man. No doubt about it. There's no luck involved in the position we're in. I mean, to an extent, that there is a little bit of luck, but there's no luck if you're not in that position. I don't think, and it takes a lot of bloody hard work, man. A lot of hard work,
But
and it still is hard work. It's never going to get easier for us. It's just, I guess, in life, it's just pushing those boundaries even more and more.
But you guys also do the right thing by your brands and keep promoting. Don't just go, oh, now we've got it, sweet. Here's one thing. See you later. I'm out.
That's a whole other topic. The ambassadorship, that ambassadorship. The word ambassadorship means so much, but unfortunately, it's just getting thrown around like, I don't know, like going to grab a cheeseburger these days. Our belief in as an ambassador and representing a company is obviously first and foremost understanding that product, understanding that product through and through. Second most important thing, which is probably nearly the most important thing, is understanding the people behind the business, mate. That is true. Understanding the direction of the business, understanding everything about it, understanding the R&D, the design process, and that's what Miriam and I do.
Which you actually show on Instagram.
Yeah,
you do all that detail.
We try to. We try to, and that's a part of understanding a business. And unfortunately now, an ambassadorship is someone that gets $10,000 off a Caravan and goes off and does an Instagram picture, and I think the whole thing is lost. And it's not. I think the caravan manufacturers or whoever is involved is just as much to blame. They don't even understand what it is. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, again, understanding who we work with, and that's a whole part in believing in it. Like I said, we go back before. We're not salesmen. I can't go into a car yard and just sell you a car because there's a dollar value on it. I need to believe in it. I can't. Sorry, swearing, bullshit people. That's just not who we are. But unfortunately, that whole ambassadorship. And it's gone crazy the last probably 2 years. It's been mad.
Mental, isn't it?
We've had people approach us going, hey guys, I've just become an ambassador for a brand company, for a caravan company. What do I have to do? And I'm like, wow, okay. That's an interesting, that's
Because I reckon it starts, I've sort of had a look around. I reckon if you go to above 10,000 subscribers, then the brand ambassador starts coming with fans.
Look, I get it from an exposure point of view. But it doesn't matter. You could have 500, you could have a million followers, But if you're not promoting this brand and not giving people the information that they need, or doing it for a dollar value, then that's not right, mate. That's not right. You've got to believe in that product, and
which is why I find it interesting. My product review page, I get some pretty big brands give me stuff, and I'm like,
but you're giving an honest opinion, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't understand why they reach out to me. Yeah. Because I'm so small. Like, I'm still only on 5,500.
Because you're being real.
Yep. But but to me, I still sit there and go, I don't get it. There's channels way bigger than me that don't aren't getting it. But as you said, yeah, because I just sit there and give. Literally, I've now included good and bad. I actually have a segment of bad, and every product I will go looking for the bad things. There might only be one thing, but I'll talk about it.
But I think the brand needs to hear, if they're a good brand and they want to better themselves and have a better product and have a better business, they need to hear this. They need to hear the negativity. It's the only way you're going to know how to... Like if I go to a restaurant, mate, and I either get extremely bad service or I get a waiter who's rude or doesn't do a good job, I feel it's my right to go quietly to a manager out the back. Because if I'm a business owner, I want to hear this. How are you gonna make your business better or be a better person if you're not hearing the negative side of it? So it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes if you're not in the right emotional position. But these companies, mate, maybe they want to hear the negative. They want to hear it. They need to better their product. So.
And I'm amazed. Like the channels, actually, I'm sure not the channels, the companies. I'm assuming it's the same with you. When I actually give them my feedback, they listen. They did set listen. I told one of my biggest companies, hey, you need to chuck Bluetooth in your battery. If you want to take over this market, add Bluetooth and keep it cheap.
There you go.
What do you think's come in?
Connectivity,
Bluetooth batteries.
There you go. Well, people want it. People want ease. They want to pull it. I pull my thing out, just check my main drive battery system, the BMS is doing in here. People want that. So, it's I think if a business wants to better themselves, they need to hear the positive, and they 100% need to hear the negative side of it and better ways to do things. So,
but that'll probably do us. We'll probably chat.
How long have we been chatting for?
I don't know. I just sort of go until I sit there and go, man, it feels like it's been a while. So people are still watching.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate, to have a quick little chat. No, it was nothing really. Nothing like deep or no juicy stuff. So.
A lot of people don't sort of, I'm happy for people to sit down and if they want to talk about anything juicy, they can talk about. I'm not going to pry it out of you.
No, that's good.
I'm not a reporter, so I don't really care. I want everyone to be comfortable, and I just want them to come on and for you guys to see who people are.
Yeah,
and that's what I reckon. 100% this episode and the last one I did has really shown people.
Good. I mean, we're all real people, mate. We're all real people. We all have emotions. That's just. We're all good people, mate, and it's a festive season now, so... Yeah,
this will be coming out 2 days before or the day before Christmas.
Oh, will it really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So this may
I don't even know that.
This may be my Christmas special, so Merry Christmas, because I don't know if I'm doing a yarns yet. Because yarns will be Christmas Day if it comes out, so I haven't decided if I'm filming.
Well, to all the people watching, Merry Christmas, mate. Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much.
Safe travels on the road.
And be bloody safe, Be safe, man. It's a crazy season, so... And support each other. Support each other and be nice. It's not hard.
Like, comment, subscribe on both our stuff. So go follow them on Instagram. You guys have had popping up all different QR codes for us. So go give them a follow and help them out because they're legendary channel.
Mate, good chatting, brother. Good to finally chat. Good to meet real life, and thank you guys for listening. It's cool. So.
And how good's the no fake intro where it's like, oh, nice to meet you.
I'm like, have we started? Oh, this is a little odd. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. See yous.